Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining and welcome to today's event, Breaking for Palestine, with the Green Olive Collective and Ahmed Alghariz of the Camps Breakerz Crew. My name is Erez Bleicher, and I'm the Advocacy Director of the Green Olive Collective, an advocacy, human rights, and tour guiding center committed to a democratic future and the Palestinian right of return. We provide communities around the world with insight into the apartheid policies of the occupation and the resources to engage in meaningful advocacy and solidarity with Palestinians. Your contributions for today's event will support urgent work to challenge policies of forced starvation, ongoing displacement, and military occupation in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. We need contributions from you, our wider community, in order to sustain grassroots initiatives with Palestinian communities on the ground, including the replanting of olive trees after arson attacks by settlers, rebuilding homes after demolitions, and cultivating land threatened with expropriation. You can give at giftjustice.com, which I just put into the chat moments ago. And we will also donate a portion of the proceeds today to the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, a humanitarian organization providing emergency medical relief and life-saving care in the Gaza Strip. The legendary Camps Breakerz Crew was founded in the Gaza Strip in 2004 by brothers Mo and Ahmed Alghariz, who formed the community dance team to represent the Palestinian people and draw attention to their struggle. They share the unique beauty of breakdancing, hip-hop, and art with the people of Gaza through teaching and performances, and established the first dance school in Nuseirat Refugee Camp in 2012, providing children with professional instruction in dance, graffiti, and music. We're extremely honored today to be joined by Ahmed, who is here with us now, an emergency trauma pedagogy and dance therapist, and one of the two co-founders of the CB Crew, to discuss the history of the project and the way they use dance as a form of somatic release to help children restore their sense of belonging and well-being in the face of ongoing siege, massacre, and forced displacement in the Gaza Strip. Before we begin in earnest, I want to firstly express my gratitude and give due credit to our mutual acquaintance, Anna Lipman, who connected me with Ahmed and suggested we collaborate, and who I believe knows Ahmed through her studies of hip-hop as a form of cultural resistance to oppression. So thank you sincerely to Anna. And secondly, I just want to share my screen very briefly and give people just a glimpse visually into the world of the Camps Breakerz Crew and all the magic that they create. So bear with me one moment as I share my screen. Here's a recent video from the Camps Breakerz Instagram, which I encourage everyone to follow, and that showcases beautifully so much of the incredible work that they do. Utterly inspiring, as I'm sure you can see already. And as noted in the description, this was taken from one of their, for a long time, weekly Get Down for Gaza activities hosted in the Gaza Strip and around the world, which I'm excited to hear much more about directly from Ahmed very soon. And I very quickly wanted to share just one other um, piece I found. Hold on 1 second. Because I was moved as I was investigating the work in advance of this conversation of the Camps Breakerz Crew to read the words of another organization that was lucky enough to host Ahmed recently for a workshop and event. But what they said coming out of their conversation with Ahmed, they wrote, learning about how he has nurtured Camps Breakerz across the past 20 plus years was truly awe-inspiring. Their community built on commitment, care, and collective dedication. Their community led by love. What Camps Breakerz have created is an imprint that will continue to be passed on for generations. It is something we can learn from and something we can teach. We must move together and hold each other always. So I'm very excited to be joined by Ahmed and continue to get even just a glimpse of the commitment, care, and collective dedication they create every day and into the future. And with that, I will pass it over to Ahmed in just a sec. The very last thing I'll say is that from this moment on, everyone should please feel welcome to ask questions in the chat. Just direct message me as we talk and things continue, and hopefully there'll be time to integrate the questions into a more open conversation and Q&A at the end. So Ahmed, you should be able to unmute, and I would love you just take a moment to introduce yourself, of course, for those who haven't met you or been familiar with your work, and share your name, where you're from, where your family's from, and more about the history of the Nuseirat Refugee Camp, where the Camps Breakerz Crew began, and all it means to
you. Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting me for this webinar. I'm really glad that everyone has came to hear about us, about Camps Breakerz, about the work that we do in Gaza Strip till today. My name is Ahmed, from Gaza Strip, from Palestine. Was born in Saudi Arabia. Unfortunately, this was because my grandparents just pushed away in the Nakba in 1948 to Egypt and then to Gaza Strip, and my parents moved to Saudi Arabia for working and then back to Gaza Strip in 2002, 2003. I studied as an emergency trauma counselor and educator, a specialist in the lands which get wars or natural disasters. And I also studied as a dance therapist here in Germany. I'm now in Germany, and I started first with nursing, and step by step, I studied the education that I just mentioned. I'm originally, or my family originally are from Al-Ghar, which is not existed anymore right now. And we were all the time like moving from land to land till we went back in 2002, 2003 to Gaza Strip forever. Of course, we were like visiting Gaza Strip every year. And I was feeling all the time that I'm a foreigner, because when I was in Saudi Arabia, they were looking at me as a Palestinian. And when I was in Gaza Strip, they were looking at me as Saudi. And now in Germany, of course. But I got the residency and I got the nationality too here in Germany, so I can move freely in the world. Anyway, the beginning of Camps Breakerz, it was through my brother and I, because in Saudi Arabia we got like technology before Gaza Strip, and we had some videos like pop dancing, and step by step we had some like crazy moves from cartoons, and also some videos from some friends, and we didn't know what was that called, and they were calling it funky. And with the time, when my brother moved to Gaza Strip to study at the university, he didn't see anything called breakdancing or popping or pop in general, like uh, what we have seen in the videos. And he started step by step to teach some neighbors. And when I moved and joined my family forever to Gaza Strip, we decided together to do the team. Um, at the beginning, it wasn't easy for us to dance, and because for them it was an immoral thing. Like they were calling it disco dance, and we got like some problems from some family members, from some people who didn't like what we were doing. So they were complaining to our parents, my father, for example, and etc. But uh, and they were calling it it's a Western culture, and we had to dance our traditional dance, tabka. Um, with the time, like we spent like 3 years thinking about how can we make our community accept our dancing, and we just mixed our situation using some other elements of dance, which I knew after when I studied. For example, contemporary dance, lyrical dance, and expressing dance. And it was our way to express ourselves to our community and to the world, but first to our community. And they saw themselves in our shows, and step by step, they started to believe in us and to accept our kind of dancing. And we called this dance style as contemporary Gazan style because it shows all the time a message to the community before the world. But of course, step by step, we started to show messages to the world to show resilience and resistance and tell them that we are peaceful people who want to live, not like what your media and your new news at the TV talk about us. Um, Maybe I go to the next question because it's like I can't just start talking and till today, but please.
Well, we
Uh,
want to hear as much as we can from you today, but have to move things along since, of course, there's too much to say in too short a time. Um, I mean, I guess I'm curious to go from what you just shared already and
okay,
talk about how things developed. So then you began step by step with people in the neighborhood, and then just in my brief encounter with your work over the last year, following the Instagram, and then now in the last days, as I've been orienting towards this conversation, there's a food access program. There's weekly Get Down for Gaza events. There's the founding of the school in 2012. So from when it started almost 20 years ago. How did things develop and what role has it played in the community, in your life? Just curious to hear.
okay, I will be a little bit fast in this period because it's for me important to talk about this period, which is important for us, what's going on right now in Gaza Strip and what we do exactly at our dance school right now. So we became famous in Gaza Strip. We did shows all over Gaza Strip from north to the south between 2008, 2007 till 2015. And the first attacks in 2008, 2009 was opening something new for us because after the attacks, we joined a project, and this project was for children, and it opened to us a new door that we can use dancing and breaking and acrobats as a psychological treatment or activities for the children. At the beginning, we were not like feeling and thinking it could help psychologically, but with the time we believed in it, and that's why I decided to study because I felt it helped me before helping the children. So we joined in this project and we started to find also our own way of using breakdancing and dancing in general as activities for making children at least to forget about what they have been going through at that year. And after this, in 2012, also we got attacked again in Gaza Strip, and I went to the UN schools and did activities for the children and for the sheltered people. And before the attacks in 2012, we made an online fundraise page or website, and we built our school in 2012. Actually, when you hear like dance school, it's not like the other dance schools all over the world. Our dance school was open for everyone. And because we were living in Nuseirat Refugee Camp, uh, the situation of the families and the children are not that good that could make them pay, for example, for lessons. So everything was for free for everyone, and everyone was welcomed from all over Gaza Strip. 2014, uh, also when we got attacked in Gaza Strip, we converted our dance school as a shelter for families. And also at that year, I went with the team to the UN schools voluntarily doing activities. And it was, how I said, just without being specialist, doing activities for the children. And after this 2015, I traveled out of Gaza Strip with my team, the old generation. We made a project called Gaza is Alive, and it was making touring all over Europe, giving talks and workshops and contemporary Gazan style shows. After this, we couldn't go back to Gaza Strip because it was actually a miracle that we got out at that year in 2015. 2015, it was really hard to get out of Gaza. Maybe in the year they have could open the border like for 2 times or 3 times in the year, like 4 days, 4 days, 4 days, and it was a miracle for us to get out at that time. The situation after that at our dance school didn't stay stable because the generation after us couldn't handle the situation. It got worse and worse, and because we don't earn money from teaching, so they were like quitting and coming back, quitting and coming back, and it was like generation giving another generation the responsibility, and they try and they do their best, and then they give the responsibility to the other generation, and they try and they do their best, and etc. Till I went back in 2019 to Gaza Strip. We did Gaza as a Life project with a group of Italian and French and German people, and we wanted to make a methodology about how can we use the hip hop elements, graffiti, breakdancing or breaking, and MCing, like making music and singing rap. Uh, the project was very well good, and after this, we couldn't do the methodology because Corona came. And that's why I decided to study by myself, because I felt like I understand more the community, so I can help them better than anybody else, because I'm from there, I know the culture, I knew everything, and it was a good step to study here in Germany. 2022, after finishing my education, I went back to Gaza and I stayed there for 6 months. I did researches. I understood more and more about trauma and about what is really going on in our community, or what is really happening to our children, and why they are like this or they act like this. Um, so I did activities which was supporting, or let's say what is really happening in Gaza Strip, or what I felt or what I noticed. Um, the parents don't have time to give the attention to their children, and that's why the children are all the time like in need to this attention from their parents. The situation in Gaza Strip don't give you time to give time to your children, so we try to adapt them at our dance school by our lessons to teach them what their parents couldn't teach them. For example, personal skills like the attention that they were looking for from their parents, we were giving them this attention. And of course, the parents plays the main role of teaching their children in somehow the personal skills, like how to communicate, how to cooperate, how to accept, or how to take a decision, or try new directions. And through movement and other kind of elements of dancing and activities, we were doing our best to teach them. I have many examples. For example, how to accept. Every Friday we have our battle of the week, and the battle of the week was started in 2006 because we were like the only team in Gaza Strip. So we were battling each other because battling in dancing improves levels, and we started it since 2006 till today. And for example, at the battle of the week, when the kids were like losing, they couldn't handle it. Like they went to the finals, for example, and they lost, and all the time. I had to run after the second place out of the school to catch him and explain him it's fine. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and you did your best. You have to be like open, and it's life, and you have to accept, and you have to cheer your friend, which just deserve to win, and next time come stronger. And with the time, I noticed that they started to just accept and cheer up the other guy, give the handshake, and say, "Okay, thank you. See you next week." So this one of the examples that I just wanted to share with you. So in that time, 2022, I went back to Germany after 6 months, and I decided to go in 2023. 2023, we were like having exact goals, like two exact goals. The first goal is to have a team from the new generation that I was teaching them for 6 months, to do shows all over Gaza Strip, like how we have done when we started. And the second goal, we wanted to make a promo for a show, and we called it Still Alive, in Arabic, ما زالوا أحياء. And we succeeded to do the first goal. We had a team from the new generation, and we started to do shows. Like we had like 2 times in Gaza. And I went in the middle of August, and the first show was like maybe in the 10th of September. And at the same time, we were working on making the show for doing the promo for Gaza as for Still Alive show. I had a group in Gaza City plus the group in our dance school, so I was going every day to Gaza City to teach there, and go back in Nuseirat after 2 hours to teach again our students and participants for the show. We were so close to make the promo. Unfortunately, the planning days for our decoration and last rehearsal and shooting of the videos were on the 7th of October and the 8th of October and the 9th of October. Yeah, so when we woke up and heard the bombs everywhere, we were like shocked because today is our decoration day. And I told my friends and colleagues in the team, it's okay. We have to believe in destiny. So just let's leave it, and maybe God is writing something better for us. In that time, since 2004, when we uh, founded our team till 2023, and somehow it was hard for us to be popular and like be published. And somehow we felt like we broke the algorithm in 2023. So we became popular and famous and somehow because of the genocide. And it's sad thing. Yeah. So after 5 days from the 7th of October, we decided to go to the UN schools and ask them if they want us to do some activities. And for me, it was a good environment. Sorry to say this, a good environment of using and trying the the methodologies and the emergency activities, the stress release activities in an emergency situation like a war. Uh, Sorry, I see someone. I don't know if she's sleeping or falling. Can you see Iris Sheila Milzak?
What's
Is
what is it that you're saying?
she's lying down to the back. Maybe she's tired or something like this. Please, it's an emergency for me.
Not sure I see you, unfortunately.
Sheila Milzak, her name. Sorry to interrupt, but she seems like need
I
help.
see her now. I assume she's fallen asleep. All of us
Are
have.
you sure?
I can't be sure. I'm not in the room. We're all always important to look out to for each other, and of course, you're displaying the care that's so much a part of who you are. Um, I'm very confident she's asleep.
Okay. Good. Yeah, for me, as I said, I felt like responsible and I felt it's my time to try everything that I have learned as an emergency trauma counselor and educator. So I went to the UN schools, I asked them if they need help, and they were like, oh, we are looking for people like you. Please come at 5 o'clock. And we went back, and during our activities, we had close bombs to us, and we controlled the situation. They were freaking out, the children, and we finished our activities. And yeah, for me, it was experience. And in every time I went to do activities, I learned something new. I learned, for example, to do all the time in the night before I sleep a feedback and a plan for tomorrow, because without this, I will not be stable. I will not keep doing the creativity and the activities that we were doing every time. And for example, we went back 2 times to the UN schools, and also close bombs happened, but unfortunately, we couldn't control the situation, and we had to cancel the activities. And what I have learned is I have to be really prepared. I have to know which activity comes after and what is the impact of these activities. For example, I couldn't do individual activities. I had to do general activities uh, like shaking, breathing, squeezing, and being silent, not loud, because everything is loud. Like I tried to through these activities to pull them out of uh, the noise to the silent moment. And all the time I was focusing on these activities, and then we use our breaking activities. For example, we ask a kid or a girl to come and jump on the feet, and we do it on the hands, on one foot, on one hand, and other activities mixed with breaking. And yeah, we have done this like a lot during my time in Gaza Strip in 2023. And we did also a lot of other humanitarian work, like we got, for example, winter clothes for the children, for the students, and we got shoes also for the children in the area. And I want to say or to talk about the children. Like every time when I wake up, I have to open my door where I live and to see that the children are sitting there waiting for us, waiting for attention, waiting for handshakes, and like every child had a special handshake, and like I was doing everything for with them. And I tell them I have to go because I had to, for example, charge my phone or organize anything for the house. This was every day, and this moment for me is special because the children, when they comes to you, you feel like safe, and they feel also safe. Like you will have or you have your own zone, which is taking you out from the reality. And this like 30 minutes I give them every day. This 30 minutes for me, it was like my beginning of my day, and it was important for us. And also the new generation, which were stable, which were like as a team. Like when I say new generation, they are like between 11 and 15 years old, and they were like performing and teaching before the 7th of October. But after the 7th of October, they were unstable again. So I had to start with them also from the beginning, like still by step, teaching them step by step, taking them out from this non being stable and taking them again to be stable. So I told them, please, I want you to be in time, not all the time sitting in front of my door, because your family needs you, your family need your help. And step by step, I uh, gave them this 30 minutes. And for me it was important. Why? Because if you are traumatized and you are not stable, you will be not organized. And I started with being in time with them, and step by step they understood that we have to come in time. And in 30 minutes exactly I had to leave to get my phone because it's time. Like, and step by step they started to be stable, and we started to do video clips in our yard. And step by step they started to come with us to do activities too and have a role in our activities. Until now they are doing the activities in the streets and inside our dance school. So it was for me so hard to leave my family back in Gaza Strip. It was so hard for me to leave the school and the children. But I felt when I'm out, I can help them better. I can help them more in somehow. But you know, the half of me tells me, why you didn't stay, and the half of me told me or tells me, it's okay. It's your destiny to be out. It's good to help them in the hard and difficult situation and time. Um, so I went out after 75 days from the 7th of October. It was also not so easy to get out. Maybe all of you knows about if you want to get out, you have to pay like thousands of dollars to get out. I didn't get out through this, and somehow I found my name the on the list in the German embassy list. Someone in somehow helped me to get out. But after really like doing a lot of noise and calling out that we need help to get out. Um, yeah. After this, my family like uh, evacuated to Rafah, to the south. and they couldn't handle it. After 1 month, they went back to the area in Nuseirat Refugee Camp. After me was Musa, is my nephew. He's also one of us, one of the Camps Breakerz Crew members. So he kept teaching after us and kept doing activities. And he did a great job in South, in Rafah, during his evacuation time or period. He built a group of girls and did activities at the streets and did activities also for some families, like giving them drawing lessons and also group activities. And when he went back to the area in Nuseirat Refugee Camp, again, he also kept teaching and supporting the children. Uh, on the 23rd of February, we had shock news that our school was bombed and we lost children and relatives and students too. Rania and Tuta. And we couldn't believe for maybe 2 weeks that this happened, even my family, because our dance school is downstairs where I lived in our home. So we went through it, but it still cannot be forgotten and forgiven. Right now, the school is built again. We built the wall again, and we had new calligraphy and graffiti. Because for us, it's the safe place for every child and every person in Gaza Strip, and it had to be safe in somehow for them. Yeah, after this, my family went out in April before they closed the border to Egypt, and the school kept doing the activities. Right now, we have our coach Marcel. He lost his brother 1 week ago and lost another brother 1 year ago because of lack of treatment. We have our administrator Faiz, which is doing the managing and organizing things at the school, especially also for ITAM team. ITAM team, uh, it's a campaign for supporting the families in the area of baskets of food, and they have a team right now. They they give baskets every week to the area, but when they closed the border 3 months ago, the products got more and more expensive, and right now we are supporting our students and their families. Before that, we had like two areas in Deir al-Balah and Nuseirat Refugee Camp, and every Friday we supported sheltered families in tents. But as I said, because of the starvation, which is happening by the occupation right now, made everything difficult on us. So we are focusing right now only on our children and their families. We have our stress release and break dancing activities every Monday for the community outside of Gaza, for the outside of the school, for the children. And we have our colors of hope every Thursday. We have now a new team of instructors, like ladies and girls instructors, which they come and teach drawing at our school. We have our daily lessons every Saturday, Wednesday for the boys, and every Sunday and Tuesday for the girls. They wanted that because they want to feel like stronger, like separated from the boys. But every Friday, our battle of the week, they battle each other. Don't worry. Yeah. Um, yeah. we are still doing what we like can do for our community. And for example, also we have the name of Get Down for Gaza, like spread it all over the world. For example, we made competitions, two versus two, uh, in many countries, like in Italy, Holland, Finland, and the last one was 3 days ago in Spain. And through this charity or events, we support our programs. Uh, I don't know if you have any question. I think I said as much as I can and as fast as I can. Yeah.
Thank you, Ahmed. And yeah, I'm I'm sure I speak on behalf of everyone, but I'll say definitely for myself personally that it's incredibly moving to hear about the ways that you have been able and the Camps Breakerz crew has been able in the last years to create moments of consistency for each other, for the community, for the children, moments to breathe, to hold each other, for expression, and that sense, like you noted, of developing that resilience to step into space, to take risks, to move through challenges. Doing that in the midst of the current context um, is deeply moving to hear you speak about. And of course, we're here together as a community that shares grief for what's happening, um, and also a lot of inspiration for the creativity the children show and the team shows every day. So thank you for sharing that. Because we don't have endless more time, I do want to make sure to open it up now and give a chance for people who are with us all together now to ask questions and speak to you also. Um, Teresa, I saw that you had a question also about the children and the right to play and how it relates to your work. Maybe I'll ask you to unmute yourself if you want to ask Ahmed yourself. You should be able to unmute.
Oh, thank you so much for allowing me to ask a question. And I must say, I absolutely love watching the work that you do. I feel so inspired by it, and I'm full of utter admiration, really, for you and the children. My question was about children's rights. I work in that area. I'm particularly interested in the right to play, culture, art, participation. And I just wondered, um, how much is this sort of children's human rights approach underpinning the work that you do? Like, what difference does it make, if any?
I couldn't understand the question, please, again.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I wondered about a children's rights approach, children's human rights, and whether that's something that comes into the work that you do, whether you're thinking about the right to play, the right for culture, the right for art in children's lives.
Of course, they have, or I mean, like, they have no education since the 7th of October, for example, and they have the right to learn, and they have the right to play and to dance and to draw and to express and everything. And this is what we try to offer the children that they come to us, because if they stop being creative, they will go uh, like depressed. They will not do anything else. Like all the time, I have to talk with the guys or even with our students online to give them some support and try to understand the situation or their situation, and then I talk with adults or maybe with their parents directly. Till now, I still do this every day. Like I have to. If I don't do this, and if we don't support them from out of Gaza, they will not continue. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Teresa, and thanks, Ahmed. Wendy, I saw that you had a question that maybe you wanted to also ask to Ahmed. I'll ask you to unmute. Are you there?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Can you hear me?
Yes, very clear.
Okay. So my question is, first of all, I'm very, very grateful to meet you. I've been following you, your work on Instagram, and I wanted to know if there's one particular moment that was especially meaningful for you, that in that moment you thought, yes, this is why I'm doing this, all this work, a special moment, and also your dreams for the future, and if there's any way we can help with your dream.
Okay. The special moments for me, they were like many. Uh, being at the school with the children is a gift for me. And one day I went into the school and I found like, I don't know, maybe 200 children in our dance school, and we had to do like 4 circles, like 1, 2, 3, 4, to give to just organize them at the school to do activities for them. For me, that was a special moment and special day. Really, really. I can't forget that moment because I was shocked when I went into the school in that day. Um, my dream as Ahmed, um, I really like, I was all the time dreaming to help traumatized people all over the world, uh, to help the refugees all over the world, because every refugee have a story, of course, and also had challenges and trauma. And I would like to help everyone to find their originality or their creativity. But what leads me to study is when when I understood more about trauma, I felt like the most important people who have uh, or who needs the help and my experiences is my children, my nation, my folk, my community in Gaza Strip, our children. They are the future, and if we could solve their trauma, we will get a great generation. And for me, for example, when I give workshops, in this time, I prefer to give my workshop to the adults to make them understand more about trauma because they can take care after this of the new generations. Of course, I love and I cannot say no to children, but for me, it's important that the adults understand what is trauma and how to deal with it, and what is these habits from the children's or this attitude from the children means, and how we can deal with it. So this is the first thing that I'm like all the time focusing on, that the adults have to understand how to react when a child act like this or like that, and what does it mean, these acts. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Look.
Thank you.
Wendy, and thanks, Ahmed, for speaking to the ways that the generational process and dynamics of moving through this moment and the ongoing circumstance that Palestinians face themselves. So important on how you negotiate that. We have time for maybe a question or two more. So firstly, because I can't resist, I do want to ask maybe just a little bit more about how the Camps Breakerz Crew and how you have interacted with the global breakdancing and hip hop community. Um, I also saw that in some of your workshops. I think I saw a picture where you were sitting beside Shadia Mansour, sometimes called the First Lady of Palestinian hip hop. And of course, there's a vibrant Palestinian hip hop community around the world. And then you talked about connecting with German and Italian dancers. I guess I'm just curious about this global community also and what that's meant for your community that you've built on the ground.
Okay, I mentioned something important that in somehow we were like we had something like shadow band or something like this. Okay, so every time when we post things, it don't go to the world. So and somehow that didn't help us to be popular or known, even if we are in the community since 20 years. But individually, there are some artists and dancers from the hip hop community who were watching us and supporting us. For example, like Shadi Mansour and her sister Nancy, they were all the time also in contact with us since 2009, something like this. And also, there are other breakdancers from France, originally from Algeria, like B-Boy Lilo and others from France like Yaman, Munir. They are like really international dancers. But as I said, the community, it wasn't easy for us and for them, to know each other. But with the time, when we started to get popular, more and more people, as I said, started to know more about us and started to search and look about our history, and all the time everyone got shocked when they were like seeing that we are here since 20 years ago. Yeah, we get a lot of support from the hip hop community, of course. Also here in Europe, like IBE, like other competitions, they invite us for talks, for competitions, for everything. And I'm really glad that in somehow changed with the time, because at the beginning it wasn't also easy for them. I don't know why. And somehow it wasn't. They were like a little bit. I don't know how to say it. Pulling themselves away from the case in general, because some of them were calling it politics and it's not artistic. But with the time, they felt like no way, it's not politic anymore. It's humanity. And that's why they started now to act and to support and to call us.
Incredible. And of course, politics and going through hard things through dance and creativity has always been part of dance and music and hip hop for sure, rap. So it makes sense that this conversation took place and is taking place. Um,
Yeah.
Very lastly, and before we very unfortunately, have to close for today, although I hope this is only the first of many conversations to come in the future, um, I guess I'm just curious to ask you for any last thoughts you want to share and any last, sentiments you want to share about why it's important to come together in this way across borders, why it's important, especially now, to act in support and solidarity with Palestinians as a global community, and anything else you wish to share before closing here today.
Okay. First, as I said, thanks for everyone. Really, thanks for coming and listening for 1 hour. Thanks for your time. And if you are helping any Palestinian, thank you, because this time is really hard on us as Palestinians all over the world. Even if I'm here in Germany, I really cannot like express how it is hard also to be away from Gaza Strip. But we have our campaign for our baskets of food. I can share the link with you. And just I can share it right now. This is our campaign for baskets of food for Itam team, and maybe I can share with you our Instagram. Yeah, and that's it. Supporting every Palestinian is important in this time, really, really. And please boycott if you are still having something from their products which supports them and support the genocide. Please boycott. It works. It helps us too. I have no words really. I'm really thankful that all of you are here right now listening to me. And thank you again for uh, the invitation. Thanks for everyone who stands with Palestine. And we hope that they stop soon.
Inshallah. Thank you, Ahmed. Truly, it's not taken for granted that you join with all that's happening now. And even in these very difficult times and through all that's happening, it's really a joy and a delight to hear from you and speak with you and come together in this way. Um, yeah, everyone should please follow the Camp Breakerz Crew. And all of us here, of course, I have no doubt we'll do all we can going forward to grow the legend of the crew and all the incredible work you're doing around the world. So thank you, Ahmed. And with that, unfortunately, we have to close our time for today. But thanks to everyone here who joined. As I mentioned at the start of our time together, your contributions for today's event will support urgent work challenging policies of forced starvation, ongoing displacement, and military occupation in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. And your contributions will help sustain grassroots initiatives with Palestinian communities, such as replanting olive trees after arson attacks by settlers, rebuilding homes after demolitions, and cultivating lands threatened with expropriation. We will also be giving from this call to the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, a humanitarian organization providing emergency medical relief and life-saving care in Gaza as we speak. And I would be remiss not to also mention that you are all invited to join, firstly, the Green Olive Solidarity Network, our global network. You can find more on our website and in the links I shared in the chat. In this time of ongoing devastation, it's understandably difficult sometimes to know what we can do to tangibly support Palestinians facing state violence. And that's why we launched this advocacy and mutual aid platform that allows people around the world to maintain direct and sustained connections with Palestinians and directly support on-the-ground activism. People who join the network join monthly online meetings with Palestinian human rights defenders and build sustained solidarity with communities on the ground. And we're also hosting an olive harvest delegation that will be shortly up on our website. So stay tuned in the next week and in our communications if you'd like to join on the ground in solidarity and productive presence. And with that, thank you again, Ahmed. Truly, I hope it's a lovely rest of the day and a peaceful rest of the day. And thanks to everyone here. We send all of our support to everyone around the world calling for justice. And we will send a recording of this event tomorrow. Much thanks, and we will see you in the future. Thanks, everyone. Masalam.